Well, it looks like we've got another mass shooting. This one happened in Atlanta. Not really surprised. It's an active shooter situation. One dead, four injured. Police say suspect identified. Suspected gunman remains on the loose in Atlanta after an active shooter situation inside a building left at least one person dead and four others injured, authorities said Wednesday. The shooting occurred around noon inside a building on West Peachtree Street between 12th and 13th Street, the Atlanta Police Department says. Police said they are aware of, quote, multiple people injured, end quote, and later updated that at least four people were rushed to a hospital for treatment while a fifth was pronounced dead at the scene. No details about any of the victims or the extent of their injuries were immediately available. Police identified the suspect as 24-year-old Dion Patterson, advising the public to call 911 and to not approach him because he is considered armed and dangerous. Quote, there have been no additional shots fired since the initial incident unfolded, end quote, the department said in a tweet. This was in Atlanta, in a hospital, and hospitals are gun-free zones. Atlanta Mayor Andre Dickens said that he is in close contact with police and urged those in the area to shelter in place. But we've got people already politicizing this. Once again, the people on the left side of the aisle are pointing to people on the right, and they're saying, do better. You need to do better, conservatives. You're the reason this is happening. The NRA is a fascist organization. What is so frustrating, and I honestly believe there is zero common ground anymore because how far the left has gone. They are truly insane people. Now imagine you live in an area where you have the power to implement any gun law you want, and you do. And your gun crime is out of control. All of it. From armed robberies to mass shootings. Gun crime is out of control. And you have the nerve to point to the other side of the aisle that also has the ability to implement their own gun laws, and they do. And they're the complete opposite of yours, and they have low gun crime. Now imagine you point at other people on the other side of the aisle and say, you need to do better. The area that has the worst gun crime in the nation is pointing to the side that has low gun crime and saying, do better. Can someone explain that to me? Explain how these mass shootings continue to happen. They're happening in blue areas primarily. There are exceptions, but a vast majority are happening in blue areas that have strict gun control. They're pointing to areas that have lax gun control. They still have gun control. They still have to go by federal gun laws, and they implement their own gun laws. Their gun laws are very lax compared to blue areas. They have low gun crime. But they are being screamed at. Do better. NRA, fascist organization. How many mass shooters have been NRA members? The simple fact is they don't want guns, the left. They want to outlaw them, which is not surprising. They don't like individualism. So these mass shootings will continue to happen because the blue areas refuse to actually look at how to solve them. They honestly believe if you outright outlaw guns, these mass shootings will stop. You're insane if you believe that. What we need to look at is why these mass shootings are happening. The United States has always had a lot of guns, always. But why are things changing now? Well, they need to do profiles of these mass shooters. How many of them are on some type of medication for depression, anxiety, etc.? How many of them grew up in a single-family home? Those are two things I think we need to look at. And I think once we look at those two things, there will be a pattern of the individual will start to develop. And then instead of outlawing guns, which would not stop an insane person, Atlanta is very strict on guns. The hospital is a gun-free zone. Yet this individual somehow got a gun and shot a bunch of people. At least 1 dead, 4 injured. So we know what side the left is going to take. And their side doesn't work. It's obvious. When you look at left-leaning areas, nothing is working in those areas. From gun crime to poverty to drugs, everything on that side of the aisle, it's a shithole to live in. Yet they have the loudest megaphones telling people that their sides are better. They know what they're doing. They're the educated ones. Yet their sides are the worst. So until people in these left-leaning areas try to actually solve the problem, which they don't want to do. They love when there's a mass shooting because then they can use it as propaganda to go after guns. Forget the fact that this gun was probably not bought legally. I'm guessing on that, but I don't think it was bought legally. It was a gun-free zone. How many laws did he break? So he broke all these laws. Who listens to the law? Law-abiding citizens. But let's say hypothetically that yes, all guns magically disappeared. Would these people just go, heck, I can't get a gun now. I guess I'm mentally ill. I want to murder a bunch of people. I guess I can't do that anymore. There are no guns. No, they will find a way to murder people. Either with a car. Shit, you can go to any supermarket. And if you know what you're doing, you can make anything you want. To think that getting rid of guns will stop mass murder is idiotic. England still has shootings all the time. They got rid of guns, and now they have a problem with mass stabbings. You need to find out why these people are. Why are they doing it? 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 But they don't ask why. They never do. They immediately jump on get rid of guns. There will be more mass shootings today, probably in Chicago. There'll be more mass shootings in places like Baltimore, DC. Take your pick of blue areas that have this problem. We don't hear about them. That is another big problem. The bluer the area, the higher rate of gun crime. That is a statistical fact. So to beat a dead horse, to fix this problem, we need to ask why this is happening. 2, we need to make it so law-abiding citizens can get guns. When a criminal can get a gun faster than a law-abiding citizen, there's going to be a problem in that area. And that's what we see. In these areas, it is easier for a criminal to get a gun than a law-abiding citizen.